Hey guys, so in today's video I wanted to cover how to host and set up a custom Shopify app on a service like Railway. So in today's video we're not actually going to be coding anything, but we're going to be hosting a custom app because I've noticed that process is a little bit complicated and there's not great tutorials or documentation on how to really do that for a Shopify app. So anyways, so the two prerequisites for this is that you have the Shopify CLI installed. So you can test this by opening up a terminal anywhere and typing Shopify version. You should have something here. You know, it's going to actually prompt me to go ahead and update, which I will do at this point. And you should do also if you do not have the latest client. And then the second prerequisite is that you have a Shopify partner account. So once you have both of those things, and if you don't, I have a video that I'll link in the description for how to set both those things up. But yeah, once you have both of those things, feel free to continue along with this tutorial. Okay, so once you're ready, go ahead and navigate to a directory in your terminal that you want this app to live in. And then from there, you're going to type the command Shopify app init. It's going to take you through actually initializing an app. We're going to go ahead and build a remix app with JavaScript, and then it's going to prompt us to, you should just have one organization here. But yeah, whatever organization your partner account is, go ahead and select that. We're going to select this top one here, and I'm going to create it as a new app. And you can name your app. I'm just going to keep the name the same. So it'll go through this process of creating the app, and once it does, we're going to go ahead and launch that app to confirm that it's actually working. Okay, so it's finished and it's letting us know that the app is ready to test. So I'm going to go ahead and navigate into the directory for it. And then what I want to do is go ahead and npm run Shopify app dev like it's prompting me to. It's going to have me log into my partner account, so I'm going to do that right now, and I'll see you right back here. Okay, so now I've logged in, and it's going to complain that I don't have any dev stores. Let me go ahead and create one for this. So I'm creating a dev store here. Select whatever plan. You can use test data if you think that's going to be useful. And I'm going to leave the feature preview off. So it's going to build out my store. And then once we have that dev store, it'll let us preview our app on that dev store, and it'll connect everything up. Okay, so now we have our app test dev store here. I'm gonna move this off the screen for now. Hit that. We do have a new dev store here. And now it should launch our app, and we should be able to preview it on this store. So if I hit P here, you should notice that when I move over to the browser, you can see that it has actually populated this app here. And if we take a look at our products here, you can see that it's generated all this test data because I selected that earlier. And if I hit generate a product here, hopefully it will say, okay, here it's generated this green snowboard product. And if we refresh here, let's see to make sure that that's working. So you can see that it has created that product here. Okay, so as I said before, we're not actually going to code anything in this video. We're just going to hook up this pre-established app to Railway to show you guys how that exactly works. Okay, so once I'm actually in this directory, let me make sure this is a Git repository. So it is right now. I'm just going to go ahead and git add everything. And then from there, I'm going to commit with the message initial commit here. So that's going to commit everything, and then over in GitHub I actually want to set up a repository for this. So just give me one moment. So here I am in GitHub setting up a new repository. You can just go to GitHub and click new repository, And for this, let's just make it the same as the name for this here. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy that, put it here. It's letting me know that's available. I'm going to go ahead and create that repository and then push an existing repository from the command line to this repository here. So that's just using these commands that it prompts you here. So let me go ahead and paste that. Make sure that we're on the main branch as well. And then push that main branch to this repository. So it's going to write that main branch over to this repository. And if we refresh here, you'll notice that now this is set up properly. And the reason that that is good is because when we actually set up with Railway, we're going to be reading it from a Git repository directly. So that step is complete now. And now we can focus on connecting up with Railway. Okay, so here we are in Railway, and if you don't already have an account here, go ahead and create an account. But once you've done that, you want to go to this dashboard here and create a new project here. We're going to go ahead and select from Git repository, and then what I want to use this Git repository that I've set up here. So it's going to go through and it's going to want to deploy this repository here, and just go ahead and select this repository again here if it doesn't pop up for you. And from here, just go ahead and make sure you get to this step, and there's a few variables and stuff that we need to set in here to make sure that this is going to work properly. Okay, so the next thing that I want you guys to do is you want to go to your Shopify partner dashboard here. And so you can find this just by typing in partners.shopify.com, and it'll take you to this home screen here. We want to go to app distribution here, and then from app distribution, you want to go ahead and click on the name of the actual app. Now we want to choose the distribution here, and we are going to hit custom distribution here because this is a tutorial for creating a custom app. Obviously, if you're going to create a public app, you want to hit this public distribution, but then you're going to have to go through the submission process and all these types of things. Anyways, we're going to select custom distribution here, and for now, just leave this tab open. We're eventually going to enter in the actual store domain that we want to use this app on and whatnot, but it's good that we've selected that in the meantime. Okay, so back in Railway here, we're just going to go ahead and hit deploy here and see what happens when we try to deploy it before changing any of these environment variables, anything like that. So it's going to let us know that it's using that initial commit that we committed to GitHub, and it's going to let us know that it's deploying it. We can go ahead and look at the build logs as it's deploying to see what sort of errors that we get. Okay, so it has built the app successfully, but you'll notice when it's trying to run it, it is throwing us this error here, which is essentially telling us that it has detected that we have an empty app URL configuration. So to fix that, you want to go ahead and navigate to that URL that it is letting you know here. And so I'll display that for you guys right now. So this is letting you know how to actually deploy to a hosting service, which is what we're doing. And so either we're going to create a new configuration or we're going to link the one that we already have. What we want to do is we want to use this command specifically to grab all the necessary environment variables to deploy our app. So you'll notice when I use that command here, it is going to prompt us to log in again. And once I've done that, we can navigate back to our terminal here. And then it will actually display these values. You obviously don't want to share these values with anyone. They are sensitive data, but we will need these to, we need to set these in Railway's environment variables to be able to run this app properly. Okay, given that, I'm going to go back over here to Railway and open this up here and open up the variables pane here. And now what I need to do is I need to actually set these variables inside Runway here. So don't worry about this app URL for now. We will fix that later. But we do need to set the Shopify API key here to be this value here. So let me go ahead and copy this and enter it here. Make sure when you're copy pasting these variables, sometimes you can end up copying in a new line character or a space or something like this. So just make sure that there's no trailing white space when you're saving these. So I'm going to go ahead and add that, and then this one as well. I need the Shopify API secret here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Also, edit it here. Save that. And then this scopes variable, let's make sure. Okay, so it's not set either, so we need this to be right products as well. And go ahead and save that. Okay, from here I want to actually go over to this settings pane here and generate a domain or add a custom domain or whatever. I'm gonna generate a domain because I've not purchased a domain for this app, but I wanna go ahead here and we can leave this as 8080, that's fine for now, and hit generate domain here. It'll generate a domain for you, and then we want to actually enter that domain over here in the Shopify app URL. So I'm gonna go ahead, enter this domain here, and save that as well. So now with these additional environment variables set up, I'm gonna go ahead and hit deploy here. And we're going to try to deploy again and see if the app builds successfully and then runs successfully. Okay, so it has deployed successfully. And let me go ahead. So the deploy logs, it doesn't look like there's any errors here. And then if we go to the HTTP logs, it looks like there's no logs happening here. Build logs are fine. Deploy logs, yeah, there's no errors here. So let's go over here and choose custom distribution like we had from before. And I'm just going to use a dev store that I have previously created here to test to see if this app is working. So I'm going to generate this link and go ahead, copy that, open up a new browser, and go ahead and select that store here. Install it. And here we are. So now it's given us, it is hooked up, but the issue is that the app is set to use example domain right now instead of the actual domain that we generated in Railway. That's no problem. We just need to switch that and then redeploy the app. So I'm going to do that right now and show you how to do that. Okay, so back inside our terminal, what we need to do here is we need to actually open up the files for the app here. So I've now opened them up. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys. And what you'll notice here is that we have this shopify.app.toml file here. And this is what I was saying before, is right now our application URL inside this config file is actually set to example.com instead of our domain that we generated in Railway. And then also this redirect URL is also set to example.com. And so this basically tells the app where this tells the application where it's hosted. And that is why in this pane here, when we installed the app, it's actually routing the admin UI to example.com instead of our app. But we'll fix that basically by going to Railway and remembering our, let's go back to this here, go to the settings here, and we need to copy paste this domain that we've generated for our app into here, and then also into here as well. Once those are fixed, you want to save this file, and then you need to Shopify app deploy like this. it's going to run, and it's noticed that our application URL has changed, our authentication has been updated, and webhooks have been updated. So we want to release this as a new version. And the other thing that we want to go ahead and do is we want to get, let's make sure, okay, so you can see that we've modified this file, and Git is understanding that. We want to add that. And then we want to commit with the message like modified application URL in configuration or something. And then we want to go ahead and git push that to go ahead and push that change to our GitHub account, which will automatically sync with Railway. So you can see here that Railway's already noticed that change, and it's building a new build for that commit for this modified application URL and configuration. And then we should, let's see if we just go ahead and refresh here. Let's see if this automatically updates. So you can see it actually has automatically updated. And so now this app is hosted properly and everything. Obviously, we're going to wait for this to finish. But you can notice that now this is actually being hosted through Railway instead of our local host. You can see here, scalable partnership app production.up.railway app. So this is fully integrated now, and we can actually go ahead and generate products. And you'll see that it's generating this orange snowboard. If I go into here, you can see that it's generated this orange snowboard here. So, and then you notice here that this new deployment has been successful. So everything here is set up properly. I know that I moved pretty fast in this video, guys. So obviously, if you have any issues getting this set up or comments or whatever, go ahead and leave those in the comments. And so over the next few months, I'm really going to be focusing on this channel on app development specifically in the Shopify ecosystem, because that's sort of professionally where I'm going right now. And so, you know, with Shopify app development, I think that right now there's not a ton of content surrounding it, and I think that it's not super intuitive how to get a lot of this stuff set up and configured properly and all these types of things. So if that interests you, go ahead and subscribe and stay tuned for my next videos.